Hello. Um, I just want to share with you something of what's happening in our church at New Addington Baptist Church and the Community Family Project. The past 14 years feels like 14 years. The past 14 months has been an adventure like no other. Our church community has had to find new ways to walk together in worship, in caring for one another, and in general everyday life. There is no doubt that it's been a massive challenge. Yet here we are in May 2021, looking ahead to what is next. Where is God calling us? Where are we going? We're called to be a light on the hill. And whilst the building has been mainly closed, we've continued to seek to do that. We've moved forward online. We now have services online every week, and we've been learning how to make and edit videos and how to run a website, and also been getting ourselves out there on social media. This means we have a greater presence in the community. I've been doing most of this work, Claire, but Simon has joined me in the latter part of the journey, and I'm really thankful to all those who've contributed to this through videos and ideas and general feedback. One of the most challenging things about services online has been that I never know who is watching, and it can feel like speaking into the abyss. However, those words that remind me that people are listening have encouraged me on my way. Zoom has been an amazing tool, and it's been particularly vital to connect with one another after church coffee, and has enabled us to share in communion together. Those communion Zooms have been some of the most beautiful moments in worship over the past 14 months. And it's been great for Bible study, and if people are up for it, we will continue evening Bible studies on Zoom as we move forward. It makes it a bit more accessible if we don't have to go out the house. As our worship moves forward, one of the considerations we've had to make is how we continue to have online presence. This is still in the planning stages, as what we can do depends on how much help we have. But it will probably be that once we're back in person more regularly and more easily, that we will record the sermons and put them on a playlist, perhaps online for those who are unable to get into the building. The possibilities for what many people are calling hybrid church are endless, but we can only do as much as we are able to. One of the exciting things about reopening the building for worship has been the new style family services. We have danced, we've created, we've shared, and more recently we've been able to interact outside. These services, although aimed at families with children, are not just for children, and as we are able to have more people in the building in the summer, it will be something I'll be looking at continuing as we move forward. This style of service is something I hope we might be able to invite our wider community to and share something of our passion for Jesus whilst enjoying time together. One of the frustrations of reopening the building for worship has been that we're not allowed to sing yet. This is difficult for those of us who can't help ourselves, and it feels like we are missing something when we cannot sing. Singing is an important part of our culture as a church, and it's been tough. The news on singing is cautious, but one day it will come. In the meanwhile, if the weather is good, we will, as we did on Easter Sunday, meet outside when we can so we can lift our voices in worship to God. Our first more familiar service is due to happen on the 30th of May. We've many decisions still to make. How Sunday Zone moves forward is a massive one, and how we disciple our children and young people is a pressing issue. If you're passionate about that kind of work and want to get involved, want to get re-involved, please talk to me. Of course, whilst worship is what we're called to, we're also called to our community. Over the past 14 months, we've seen our food distribution programme double, and much of the last year has been about that. We're so thankful to all the volunteers who've been part of that over the year. We're now in a rhythm of 2 teams who work their socks off every Thursday to make it all happen. We're supported by a number of organisations who make this happen. We'll celebrate them at the end of the video. As we have moved through the year and investigated plans for opening up, the cafe has continually been brought to the forefront of our minds. From our love of gathering around food, to the groups that meet round tables, to what was becoming a key meeting point before lockdown. Redevelopment and relaunching of the community cafe has become more and more important. So this is the exciting news. We will be reopening the community cafe in the next stage of the roadmap. That's week beginning the 17th of May. This will provide opportunities for us to meet with people who've been missing social interaction, and will be a centre for all of the groups we are starting back. It's an opportunity to create something new and to move forward. The cafe will be a safe space, a COVID secure space, a space that is familiar. To make this possible, we are moving the cafe into the Fellowship Hall, which has exciting new flooring funded by the Ros Harding Trust. It's not set up yet, but here in this picture is the floor. The cafe equipment will be stored in the old creche along with food parcel resources. Now, Keith has been painting. He's not stopped painting for the last few weeks and months, and I think it's good to have a pause now just to celebrate Keith and all that he has been doing. If you've been in the building recently, you will see the nice, clean, freshly painted walls. So thank you, Keith. You might be wondering about the creche now, because we said the old creche. Well, we're moving the old creche into the old cafe, so it'll become a new creche. Well, actually a playroom, newly carpeted, and it'll be a space for adults to stay with their children and enjoy space with other people. It won't open until restrictions ease, but we will have boxes of mixed toys which we'll use on a rota basis, so it's safe for people to use if they come to the cafe. We're thinking about how we can relaunch our toddler group, Chatterbox, but we are in desperate need of volunteers to make this happen and walk with the amazing Chris in leading this. So the cafe, the community cafe, will be a drop-in, open at first to the public on Tuesdays, probably between 10 and 3, and also it will be a space used by our groups as part of the Community Family Project. Evolve starts back in this coming week on the 12th of May on Wednesday. Evolve is a peer support group for young adults and young people run by Nikki, Claire, you might have seen her on some Zoom quizzes, and Robin. It's run throughout the last year on Zoom and text, but they're looking forward very much to meeting in person, which they've missed so much. What are you excited about opening up?
I'm excited about opening up our new Poppy Cafe, which is our mental health support group. Meeting up with people that we haven't seen for a long time and just supporting them through our cafe work. Poppy Cafe is a new initiative of ours to support people with mental health that are struggling in a cafe environment, which would be really comfortable and relaxed for them. And we've chosen the name Poppy because after talking to a few people, we've come to realise that poppies are quite often planted on broken, turmoil ground, and poppies represent peace. So Craft and Needles will be opening up again in person within the next couple of weeks, and we're really excited because over the last 15 months or so we've been Zoom meeting, but the ladies just need the in-person of showing what they've created and just spending time together, crafting for each other, crafting for charities and crafting for themselves, and just enjoying each other's company. So we're really looking forward to that group.
And for all of these things, we have to book through you to be able to come, don't we?
Yes, please, yeah. So, just so that we keep safe and there's no disappointment if too many people turn up, yeah. But that's not for too long. It won't be forever.
Yeah, won't be forever.
No.
Good. We also have other exciting stuff that's been happening, which we're praying about taking forward into the future. Steph has been busy cooking and making videos for the Tesco Community Cookery School, and Tash has been her camera person.
Good morning everyone, and welcome back to this, our second cooking video from the Tesco Cooking School.
What about the cooking classes?
Well, it's great. The food is wonderful. I love it. The other day I wanted to try, what did she make?
Fish cakes.
The fish cakes, but I didn't get to try it because I was in a hurry, but it looks really good.
And nothing runs without volunteers. Vic and Linda, along with Joe and Claire, take much of the load. Vic and Linda are amazing and we give thanks for them, but even they have their limits. We need volunteers to help run the cafe. Have you ever used a coffee machine or a dishwasher? That could be you. We need volunteers to clean. We need to step up our cleaning programme as more groups get back into the building. We need volunteers to help run the groups and to help with our online presence and Sunday worship, as well as general stewarding and refreshment making. If you've seen anything in this video and you've thought, yes, I really want to get involved with that, talk to me, Claire, Vic or Joe, and we will find the place you might serve best. We also need volunteers behind the scenes to help with admin and finances. Talk to Vic about how you might share his load a little. It might be you have a passion for children and young people and you could work with me on developing that area of work. I would love to speak to you. So the last year has had some time for reflection, and I've been reflecting a lot on my calling. The strength of my calling to New Addington 2 years ago and my calling as a minister. I was not called in a way that prepared me for the pandemic, yet God has sustained me and kept urging me on, particularly through those times when I've just wanted to quit, which has happened. My focus as a minister has had to change, and the way I live out my calling will continue to be challenged in the coming months. Yet I'm still called to follow Jesus. But the path ahead looks different. And so it is the same for all of us and for the whole church family. We're called to follow Jesus. Jesus is our centre, our inspiration, our guide, our light. We're still called to follow him, but the path ahead looks different. The last year or so has been impossibly difficult for each one of us. We need to not be overcome by fear of what is ahead. We need to be listening to the one who is leading us. At my induction service in May 2019, Vic shared this verse when he was talking about my journey here. This is from Proverbs 16:9. This is what I'm going to leave you with. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps.